Spencer Lewis here for the APC United Late Model Series presented by Grisdale Racing Products, post-race of the Meineke 100. Round 2 of the Tour. It's in the books. We're looking back on it. I'm here with our 4th place finisher here tonight, the New Age Punisher, Jason Parker. Coming off of a top 5 finish at Sunset, rolling into a track that you haven't been to in 6 years. I mean, you got to be so happy with how this program is firing on all cylinders now, especially after tonight's performance.
Yeah, you know, the guys have been working extra hard. You know, we were focused on this Pro Late Model Series, and so we didn't know what to expect coming into Flamboro. I think everyone had some apprehension coming into here. It was going to be a rough race, and for a few people, again, it was. We made it through pretty clean, and that looks like that's the key to running this series is staying out of the trouble. I mean, there was faster cars than us out there tonight, but if you can't finish, you're not going to win. We had some good luck, and some people had some bad luck.
Were you surprised that, for the most part, by and large, guys really did mind their P's and Q's and behave themselves? I mean, we didn't have the race that a lot of people were afraid we were going to.
Well, it was good. I mean, I think the green flag there, we went 30 or 35, I don't even know. Green flag laps, you know, guys were taking what they could, but not any more than that, and that didn't happen all night long. A few times that it didn't work out. But, you know, I think the caliber of guys that are racing in this series have enough respect that that's the way it should be, and then hopefully we'll all go home with one piece. The
fact that you've never had a Pro Late model here before, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's only been limited lates and not in the last 6 years. So to get that 35 lap run right out the hop, did that help you immensely just sort of find your rhythm and figure out where the car wanted to go?
Yeah, we practiced. We weren't great in practice. I think maybe we ran, I don't even know now, 10th in practice or something like that. So the car was all right. It was good. The car was good throughout the race. It didn't seem to drop off a lot on me. It was a nice car to drive, and that was the key. We just ran consistent laps, and if you could get a restart on the inside, you gained 3 or 4 spots, and then went single file. And if you could maintain, you were all right.
Did you learn enough about the car tonight that will help you sort of move forward when we come back here on Canada Day?
Yeah. Once again, the car was nice to drive. It didn't really go away as far as loose or tight. It just kind of got slower. I think the tires lose speed. I mean, the car didn't get evil on me. It just wasn't as fast at the end. And obviously some of these local guys, they got her figured out, and they were fast right to the very end.
I feel like there are some Sauble guys that will fight me right to the end when I say that Flamboro and Sauble are similar. A lot of guys, it's like a 50-50 split where half the guys will say they're almost identical, and half the guys will say no, there aren't really that many similarities. Mm-hmm. Where do you side with that? Is this a lot like Flamboro Speedway?
Well, I think the corners are flat, maybe similar to Sauble. I think maybe there's more of an outside groove at Sauble. You can run around the outside, and if you got a decent car, you can maintain. Seems like here, if you get shuffled to the outside,
it's like having a job.
You're going back. You just got handed an evil card in your head, and you're going to drop 4 or 5 spots until you get back in line. Next caution, if you get on the inside, you'll gain back those 4 or 5 spots. But you know, it's too bad it comes down to that, because I mean, restarts are the key, right? You can win or lose the race in restarts, and that's not great. But I don't know, the ends are flat like Sauble, but there's no lower apron at Sauble like here. Like here, it looks like there's a ton of tons of room down low in the corner. Well, it's all flat apron, and I mean, there's no room down there. So I mean, you can mess yourself up. You come in sometimes and you think you can get underneath. Well, it's not even the track down there. It's just apron. So I mean, you can get in there and slide into the guy's door if you want, but it's probably not the way you should do it.
It's going to give you some long nights in the shop.
Yes.
That's funny how that works.
Yes.
Made it into the redraw tonight, which I know was, you know, really your main goal, because you can't do anything if you don't start inside the top 10 here.
Yep.
You were able to do so. How difficult is it going to be to repeat that feat at Delaware in a couple of weeks?
Well, this McCall car, this new car we built last year, is the best car I've ever had. So, I mean, the last time I raced at Delaware wasn't with this car. So, just like these other tracks, we're coming in and the car's working good. So, with some help from Mike and my guys, we'll work hard at it, and we'll maybe try to get a test in at Delaware before the race, and then we'll maybe have something down there. I've raced that track. We weren't great when we ran there years ago, but I mean, I've been around there. I know where the start-finish line is, but if we can get the setup in the car and it works, we'll go. But I mean, just like I said, this series is a touring series, and everybody has a home track, so that's not mine. So you know, you get a guy like Jamie Cox is running strong. Predico, that's their home track. So you know, those are the top dogs. You're gonna have to watch for those guys, and hopefully we all have our day to shine at our home tracks.
I mean, for you guys, is it just a matter of survival until you can get the Sauble and just sort of, you know? But I mean, you're good at Sunset too, right? And you're not bad at Peterborough, so it's really not. I guess it's not a game of survival so much as it just. I guess you know you're gonna have the upper hand when we go to the beat.
Well, I mean, that's how it works, right? Like, I mean, everybody, like I said, your home track, you get 10 times more laps around than any of these other tracks. I mean, we haven't had many touring series going lately, so there isn't a lot of guys that are familiar with all the tracks. I mean, there's an invitational here and there, but as far as, you know, the days of the All-Star Series where you had a big old binder that you relied on every year to go back to tracks, I think those are kind of out of date. So, I mean, everybody has their own advantage at their home track, and you know, tonight Dale Shaw won the race, so this is home track. Last week Baker won the race, his home track. You know, that I have a feeling that there's going to be some consistency there with, you know, the top dog at every track is going to have the best shot at it because they're set up and they're familiar with the track.
I think at the very least the Delaware guys are going to out-qualify the rest of you at Del. I mean, they time trial fairly regularly,
yep.
And they know the track. So I think your top 6, your top 8 is probably going to be flooded with Delaware regulars, and that'd be a safe assumption.
Absolutely. I mean, for sure. I mean, time trials for some of us, myself included, is kind of new. And then, like you said, Delaware does it on a regular basis. So, of course, time trialing at their home track, they're going to have the upper hand. So, it's been a lot of years since I've been to Delaware. I don't know if it's a track that promotes any passing or not. I don't know if there's an outside-inside groove there anymore. But, you know, hopefully there is, and it'll make for some good racing. I mean, it's going to be tough to pass some of those top dogs if they qualify at the front, but you know, once again, it's I screwed up last week. I thought it was 1,000 laps this year, but it's only 800. There's 8 races, so you know, we've got 200 in. There's still 600 laps to go. So,
and it still sounds like a long way when you do it like that. It still sounds like we got a long way to go.
You know, we all got to make it to the end if you're going to make it. So, once again, if you got a 10th place car, finish 10th. Take it on to the next race and see what you got there.
Do you remember sitting with me at Autumn Colors 2 years ago and we did a bench racing episode and you talked about how we needed a tour with a proper leadership structure, with a proper points fund to sort of bring guys together and promote the growth of the sport? You remember saying that? And now all of a sudden, you know, like you had your goddamn crystal ball. Here we are 2 years later, and we have this tour. Is it working out the way you would hope something like this would? I mean, are you impressed with the gains that this tour is making?
Well, I think so. Like APC, Luke Ramsey, and Daryl, and their whole team, you know, they've poured a lot of time into this, and it shows. It's things are working good. There's hiccups. It's a new deal. There's going to be some people upset here and there, but we'll work through it. And I mean, as you can see, I've been to Flamboro a bunch of times, not recently, but those are the most people I've ever seen at Flamboro.
Oh,
so,
yeah. And we sent cars home from Flamboro. That never. I mean, when was the last time that happened? Like 1988. It's amazing.
So I mean, if we all had a goal coming into this, I mean, I think the goal was achieved, right? So Flamboro Speedway had a grandstand with a whole bunch of people in it. I mean, ideally, that is what we're trying to accomplish. You know, we've had 2 races now, guys going home from every race, and I mean, that's not good. The guys are going home, but it is good because we have a full field. So you know, everyone's going to have their night where they're not going to make the show, but you know, to start a full field, the first 2 races, that was the goal. So mission accomplished.
And none of this happens for any team without the guys that put in the hours at the race shop, and you know, these 14-hour days at the racetrack doesn't happen all by yourself, and it doesn't happen without the marketing partner. So thank the guys that the crazy bastards that follow you to the racetrack every weekend, and thank the folks that open up their wallet to help you do this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got good buddies, and I mean, we've become good buddies through racing and everything else. So I mean, Kevin has helped me for years. Adam Page, Scott McTeer's helping me this year. Those are my guys that help me out all the time. So without them, I can't keep doing this. As far as the sponsors go, same deal. They've been with me for years. Prestige Contracting, Baxi Marathon, McDonnell Fuels, Sogging Shores Transmission, Cabby Joe's in Port Elgin, Hanover, Ron Gibbons Construction, Can Do Homes, These are all key to my success. Colorworks is a new sponsor this year. I'd like to thank them, and you know, I got to keep these guys coming back because that's how we do it.
I appreciate the time, my man. Hey, back-to-back top 5 finishes.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a Jason Parker team member, Jason Parker fan right now.
Yeah, that's the key to this, because like I said, everyone has their favorite track to win, but if you can pull off top 5 at somebody else's house, that's the key.
There you have, folks. Follow him on Twitter at NewAgePunisher8. Go ahead and check out the Facebook page, Jason Parker Racing on Facebook, and we'll check back in with you in person at Delaware Speedway. We'll have some weekly updates up about your escapades at Sauble, because I think things are about to get heated up there with the limited late model. So we'll check back in with you about all that, and all the best in the next couple of weeks.
All right, buddy.
There you go. The New Age Punisher, Jason Parker.